Hey there guys, Ian here. Today I'm bringing you a review of a new Lightkit available called Lightkit Infinite. This is the latest in a Lightkit series by Don or Motion Squared, and this is by far my most favourite Lightkit that I've used. The lights itself are simple to use and give probably better results than the Grayscale Gorilla one, and if we look at the site here, the cost is only $35, which I believe is a fair amount less than the Grayscale Lightkit. So if you're looking for something to kind of replace it, or you're looking to buy your first one, definitely check this one out. Has 6 custom lights, including softboxes, different studios if you want a quick way to light your scene without having to set up anything, real lights so you can actually learn the basics of the Cinema 4D lights without having to watch tutorials. These are all set up for you in a way, positioned for you, so all you had to do is kind of place them in and maybe adjust the brightness on a couple and you'll be ready to go. And it also has several stages as well if you want to create a kind of product render, or if you just kind of want an infinite background. Everything's set up there. So definitely check out this site, and I'll kind of talk you through some now. So when you download the Lightkit, you'll be presented with a folder with some install instructions and a library file. What you want to do is get that file. If you're on a Mac, you want to go to Applications, down to Maxon, your version of Cinema 4D, Library, Browser, and just drag it in here, and I've got it in here already. And when you do that, you can load up Cinema 4D, and you'll be presented with, if you go to your content browser, a folder called Lightkit Infinite, and this is where you'll find all the different settings and softboxes for you to use straight off the bat. So what I've got here is a very basic scene. I'll kind of talk you through a few. So what I've got here are the fluorescent tubes, and on here you can change the amount you have, the radius of the spheres, the tubes even, how long they are, the overall scale, how far they're spaced apart, brightness, all of that, and it gives some really stunning results. So I'll go over to the render here, and so I've done a few just for time's sake. You can see you get these really nice reflections. The whole scene works really well, creates really realistic shadows. There we go. So you get the reflection of all the lights. Everything works really nicely. You can add glow to it if you want, just by going to render settings and glow, and this will add some glow to the auto luminance on the objects. You can change your colour if you like, if you want a more abstract scene, and this will actually change the entire scene as well, so it gets some really realistic results with almost no effort at all. Fluorescent tubes are one of my most favourite. We've also got some soft boxes, so you can see here, if we just grab the move tool, we can move it around wherever we want. And so we can place it wherever. You can see this one actually has loads of dots. This is the LED setting. When you first load it up, you'll be presented with the softbox. But what I like about this Lightkit is you actually have different types of reflections, and this will actually light your scene differently. So we have LEDs, fluorescent tubes, window, and also grid. And all of these will affect the reflection of your scene and will give some really nice results. Again, you can change the scale, the width and height, all of that, change the brightness, colour, whatever you like. It also has fall off if you want, to make it even more realistic. As light doesn't go on forever, it will fade after a certain time. And like any Lightkit, it also has visibility, so you can actually make it so it's not seen by the camera. So when you render it out, the softbox lights are seen exactly like it would, but it won't be seen in your renders. brilliant for lighting logos, for motion graphics, or lighting text or anything for a background. And if we go over and have a look, so this is what the result gave. You can see we got these really nice reflections on the actual spheres. Again, I'm using the infinite floor setting, so it gives you a background and floor combined into one. This is actually a setting straight in the building blocks called infinite. If you double click, it adds it to your scene, and it works straight off the bat. If I put it in here and render, you can see it just looks like an image based on, but if I was to actually put a object in here with a light with some shadow, not the greatest example, but you can see the floor accepts all the shadows, it all works perfectly, and the background blends in seamlessly as well. So if we go to the next example, we have some studios as well. This one is the Skyfall Studio. If you've had Lightkit 3, you might remember this. This has been changed slightly, and so you can see we have different sort of textures, all the settings you'd want to see. The menu is really well laid out, so everything you can see is where you want it, and everything's very easy to kind of change and adapt to what you want. And again, these give really nice results. If we look over at here, you can see we got some really nice reflections on the floor and wall, as well as these really nice reflections on the spheres itself. The scene itself lights really well. Everything's really nicely put together. So if you wanted a kind of scene like this, all you'd have to do is drop your own logo or text in here, apply some reflective material, and you'll get these really nice kind of different looking reflections to a normal render. And so yeah, it just works really well. Next we actually have another studio here. This is the Softboxes Studio, which can be found here in the studio section. It's really well laid out here, so we have the normal lights, then you can go into the building blocks where you have all the different type of light which you could access here and set up, but these are already pre-set up for you. And if you want to learn kind of the basics of Cinema 4D, I'd definitely check out and kind of go through all of these individually and see kind of just how they light the scene, and how you can create really realistic lights. If you ever worked in a photography studio, you'll probably be quite familiar with how a lot of these work, especially in product photos. So definitely check these out. But this studio, again, all I've done is changed the reflection shape to LED 2, and what this allows you to do is get some really nice reflections on your actual logo, or spheres in this case. It's just something different. Like renders now are becoming quite samey, and so this Lightkit allows for a lot of different use. Just makes everything a little bit more interesting. And again, as I mentioned, you can turn off everything so it's not seen by the camera. So here I've rendered another one out, so this could then go onto a background, or you could use this compositing into a kind of intro if this was a logo or text. And again, we have all the reflections that we would normally. You can see it's exactly the same, just without the studio itself. So if you want anything like that, like every single scene here has that setting for you to turn off. The next one I have is the Dark Logo Studio, and this is really nice. This is one of my favorites. This is already set up, so everything's hidden by the camera. So this is so you can kind of light renders really well. I've used this Lightkit for a while now. It's really really good. I'd definitely recommend it. If I'm doing any sort of text, definitely I'd render it with this. And you can see I did some text rendered out. Probably not the best example because this is quite plain, but if you've got any of the renders which you're doing for kind of 3D backgrounds, they all render out really nicely with very minimal adjustment, just to kind of get the reflections where you want. And also I've got this axe which I did for a project. I changed none of the settings. All I did was throw it into the scene and you get some really nice reflections. Really brings out metal textures really nicely. Everything works really well. So yeah, there's a few examples. I also have an animation which I did, which I'll bring up here. You can see everything works really nicely straight off the bat. All I had to do here was throw this paint bucket in, which I modelled, and yeah, just rendered it out straight away. The only thing I did in post-production was the motion blur. So you can see you get some really nice results with such minimal effort. So if you are definitely looking for a new Lightkit, I know a few people have asked me, definitely check out this one. At $35 it's not much at all, and you get so much for that price, so definitely check it out. And yeah, if you have any questions about it, just leave a comment below and I'll be happy to go through it with you. So thank you for watching, and definitely check this out if you're looking for one, and I'll see you next time.